cap and pay honor to America with the playing of our national anthem by the Tyria Band under the direction of Stephanie Rannick. Please observe proper flag etiquette by standing at attention, placing your right hand over your heart. Active duty personnel or veterans not in uniform may salute the flag as the Tyria High School Band plays our national anthem. Our colors are presented by T Legion 266, and we ask that you please hold your applause until they are off the field. Tonight's event, the schools participating in this event are members of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. They adopted the rules in which this game is conducted, a strong commitment to excellence, fair play, and sportsmanship are all vital to this event's success. We remind you to cheer only in a positive manner and to be respectful of the officials' decisions. Tyria High School wants all fans to watch the game and stand for Pac-12 conference rules. Impromptu use of
I think this is Bochain. This is Bochain.
Footballs, netballs, etc. will be parents' games. Please come to watch the game. Parents, please supervise your children. The officials for tonight's game are Darren Berg, Scott Boyens, Chad Gordon, Jim Johnston, and Zach Weavick. They are registered by the state of South Dakota High School Activities Association. They have worked hard to learn the rules and administer them fairly at this event, and we request that you respect their honest efforts in officiating tonight's contest. And now up first, let's meet your Titan cheer team.
No, sorry.
Kyla Brown, Emerson Cowles, Addison Ernster, Kennedy Johansson, Lillian Kaiser, Audrey Milbrecht, Logan Mahalik, Reese Moe, Addison Nazer, Olivia Olowski, Brianne Simler, Michaela Sani, Ramsey Stansberry, Allison Turek. And Jaden Webster. Titan cheer coaches are Katie Pearson and Sarah Springman. And now up first, the visiting team on the scoreboard, the offensive starters, the Watertown Arrows. A junior quarterback, number 12, Trayton Hemrick. A senior running back, wearing number 8, Juven Hudson. A senior wide receiver, wearing number 10, Cohen Krantz. A senior wide receiver, wearing number 7, Mitch Olson. A sophomore wide receiver, number 17, Marcus Pitkin.
I need you to beat that game for me, bro.
And tight end and a senior, number 9, Austin Johnson.
Dude, I'm doing terrible.
Left tackle, junior, number 78, Micah Hawk. Left guard and a senior, number 67, Caden Beauchamp. Senior center, number 56, Landon Perry. Junior right guard, number 65, Jaden Lambert. And a junior right tackle, number 71, Carter Ingalls. And now the starters, the home team, and the scoreboard. A senior, Carter Tech. Tackle, number 67, a junior, J.J. Jacob Youngay. That tackle, and a senior, wearing number 38, Andrew Upland. At the other end, and a senior, wearing number 5, Stan Weaver. Linebacker, wearing number 11, and a junior, Sam Bull. Middle linebacker, and a junior, number 17, Tyler Reed. Outside linebacker, and a senior, number 6, Jessen Wivinga. Corner, and a senior, number 30, Evie. To the corner is a sophomore, wearing number 12, Cece Christensen. Strong safety, and a junior, number 13, Dawson Ivers. And a free safety, and a senior, wearing number 19, Tim Albert. Watertown head coach is John Hogruff, assisted by Carter Bealey. Will Castle changing between the Justin Hart, Brandon Booth, Matty Krantz. Titans head coach Scott Fry, assisted by Brent Johnson, John Neeson, Zach Gorse, Mason Scheidegger, and Logan Schockman.
And a good evening and welcome to T Area High School, as tonight we finish out the regular season as the Watertown Arrows come to town to battle the T Area Titans. Welcome to Titan Stadium. I'm Jerry Palesci, joined alongside tonight by Chad Berger. Our on-site producer engineer is Andrew Griffin. The 6-2 Watertown Arrows have really burst onto the scene this season as they have rolled through their schedule over the last 3 weeks with wins over Aberdeen Central, Mitchell, and Spearfish. Tonight they get a T-Area Titan team that's coming in off a loss last week in the rainy conditions in Pierre, or against Pierre here at home, a 26-18 loss. Prior to that, it was a West Coast or West River trip. I want to say West Coast, but West River feels that way when they went out to Sturgis and then followed that up to Spearfish in both of those victories. For the Titans here this afternoon, though, it's a beautiful day outside. They're going to look to try to get back to just running and pounding the football against this Watertown Arrow team. But when you look at the other side for Watertown, they like to do the same thing, and it's all led in part by their lead running back in Juven Hudson, one of the fastest kids in the state of South Dakota. He is just 45 yards away from 1,000 on this season. But, Chad, the regular season comes to an end here on this Thursday night. Next week, we start the playoffs already. And for this game in particular, it's all about the seed positions and who's going to play who next week.
Absolutely. Both teams kind of have to come into this game looking to win and optimize the seed points for the playoffs because, you don't want to end up going on the road in that first round.
Absolutely not. And for the most part, for these two teams, and now granted the seed points and the way they work here in South Dakota, it's your wins and losses against your opponent's wins and losses on a graded scale divided by the number of games that are played. A couple of bonus points when you play the 11 AAA teams. So everything gets a little jump and convoluted here. But the fact of the matter is, coming into this game tonight, is the winner is more than likely going to be the 3. The loser is more than likely going to be the 4. It's just a matter of who's going to be on what side of the bracket, with Pierre and Yankton above them. But more than likely, unless some weird things happen, neither of these two teams should drop to the 5, but anything's possible. Some things are weird in South Dakota with the way the seed points work.
Yeah, I haven't done all the calculations or the derivatives or whatever else was involved with the math there, but we'll just see how this game turns out tonight, Jerry.
I'd like to just say we're here for a battle for the 3rd seed. As the opening kick doesn't even happen, the ball falls off the tee, so we're going to restart here. We don't really have a windy day here for the most part, at least compared to what we did see before, but the wind will be at the backs of tee area. It's only about a 10-mile-per-hour wind that is out there, enough to knock the football off the tee. So let's try again with Griffin Wiebinga. He is a freshman, and the ball again falls off the tee. Maybe I'm underestimating the wind.
Well, if you look at the American flag up on top of the high school over there, it does look like it's going pretty straight out. So maybe it's picked up a little bit since we arrived a few minutes ago.
All right, well, let's get this game underway. Now we do. As the Titans and Wiebinga kick it off, on the return will be Juven Hudson. Hudson will try to get to the middle of the field, slashes, and gets a couple of extra yards out to the 24-yard line. So here comes Watertown on offense. I mentioned with Juven Hudson, the running back, who's 5'11", 175 pounds, coming into tonight's game with 955 rushing yards and 13 touchdowns. The quarterback is Trayton Hemrick, and Hemrick this season has completed 70 passes for 1,179 yards, 12 touchdowns, to 3 interceptions. His main targets include Mitch Olson, Austin Johnson, and Cohen Kranz, along with Marcus Picken. The offensive line pretty big across the front, as it's 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. A handoff to Hudson, who's trying to follow those big bodies to get to the offensive line. That features Mitch Hack, who is a 6'5", 275-pound left tackle. The left guard is Caden Beauchamp, who is 6'4", 215 pounds. Landon Peary is a senior. He's 260 pounds playing the center. Jaden Lambert at right guard is 240 pounds. And the right tackle is Carter Engels, who is 290 pounds in his junior year. That size up front has helped out Juven Hudson all season long.
Absolutely.
2nd down and 9 from the 25-yard line. Hemrick will call for the football, puts it straight into the gut of his tailback in Hudson, but he's swallowed up immediately by that T defensive line. And those defensive bodies for T are going to be very busy up front against that size of the Watertown Arrows. But you look at Carter Turek, who plays defensive end. Jacob Younge will get the start tonight at defensive tackle. Andrew Oplin at nose guard, and Garrett Wiebinga at the other side defensive end. They will be looking to use their speed to get past the size of the Watertown Arrows on the offensive line. It is 3rd down and 9 from the 25-yard line. 2-by-2 on the receivers. Hemrick off the snap, looking right over the middle. It's intercepted. It is picked off. It's Justin Wiebinga with the interception, and the Titans will have the football inside of Watertown territory.
Yeah, Wiebinga just recognized that route right off the bat, was sitting kind of behind the offensive player, and then as soon as the pass was thrown, jumped right in front of the receiver, and it just hit him right in the stomach.
The 4th interception thrown this season for Trenton Hemrick, and now the Titans have the football 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. Leading rusher this season has been Keegan DeYoung. He's lined up at the fullback position for the quarterback and Brenner Conrad, who will turn and hand it off in a nice run for the Titans to get things going. About a pickup of 5 yards for Cole McKinney.
And off to the right side to this front down.
Get to look at the T-area Titans on the offensive side. I mentioned Brenner Conrad coming into this game with 10 rushing touchdowns, but he has also thrown 6 passing touchdowns. He's 41 of 75 this season for 667 yards. Will be 2nd down and 5, with his main targets being Keegan DeYoung at the fullback position, also leading the team in total receiving yards at 241 entering tonight. He puts a man in motion from left to right. That's Cole McKinney, who had the last carry. He's going to get another one on the 2nd down and 5. He breaks to the second level and a little bit more. Good for a 1st down as he's wrapped up and stopped by the free safety and Jeremiah Schulte.
Brought down by Schulte. Coltrane. McKinney picks up a Titan first down.
Good job by the Titans offensive line on the first couple plays. The Titans, for their offensive line, have Cody Peterson, 6'3" sophomore, Jacob Youngye, 6'5" junior, Carter Turek, 6'2" senior, Charlie Leslie is a 5'11" junior, and Garrett Wiebinga is a 6'2" senior.
Titans are threatening first down and 10 from the 11-yard line. Conrad out of the shotgun. Puts a man in motion. That's McKinney. Snap, rolling left side, option play, keeps it himself. Nice cut down the middle of the field. He's going to get the football out to the 4-yard line.
That was a great cut there by Brenner. He had the defense all flowing to one direction, and then he read that and was able to cut back inside of those linebackers flowing and pick up a few extra yards.
It is 2nd down and 3 from the 4-yard line. Clock is rolling, 9 minutes left to go. First quarter just underway. The opening possession for Watertown ended with an interception. Conrad under center. DeYoung the tailback. He's got Viss to his right. He's got McKinney to the left. Snap, McKinney will get it. Cuts out right side, has the block, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Cole McKinney into the end zone, his 5th rushing touchdown this season, and the Titans strike first.
And what a hole over there on the right side of that offensive line. That was a spectacular play. McKinney was just able to almost walk into the end zone on that one.
Titans will call everybody over for the point after attempt. Conrad will hold the football as Wiebinga's kick is up, and it's wide left. 8 minutes, 40 seconds left to go, opening quarter. From Titans Stadium, it is T-Area 6, Watertown 0 on the T-Area Titans YouTube channel.
4 plays.
T-Area capitalizes on a early Watertown interception. They go down the field in just 4 plays. 27 yards is all it took. 1:54 off the clock for a touchdown for Cole McKinney, his 5th rushing touchdown this season. It is the Titans 6, Watertown 0. The extra point was missed wide left, but a great start, Chad, for the T-Area, not only on the defense, but on the offensive side. That's as good of a start as you could ask for.
Absolutely. The Titans, got a quick turnover, and then that offensive line up front for the Titans, they're doing their thing right now. Cole McKinney, we've seen the emergence of him the second half of the regular season here, and he just was able to walk in for that touchdown.
Wiebinga's kick, a short one, will be returnable from the 10-yard line. It's Watertown trying to find a seam, and not a whole lot of room and not a whole lot of space to work with for Owen Sparts. Sparts is only able to get the football out to about the 24. It'll be first down and 10 for Watertown.
Yeah, excellent job by the Titans there of getting to the football. First guy made a hit, and then there were about 6 guys on top of him when he went down to the ground on that one.
Watertown this season, when you look at their season schedule and what they have gone through, their 2 losses this year are to the 2 teams that are ahead in the 11 AA standings, that being to Pierre and to Yankton. Outside of that, they've picked up wins over the likes of Brookings, Huron, Sioux Falls, Washington out of Class 11 AAA, Aberdeen, Mitchell, and Spearfish. Emmerich will be the quarterback under center this time as he fakes the handoff to Hudson. He rolls out to the right side, fires the pass. It is caught and brought in. Working for a couple of extra yards is Spencer Wenches. Wenches will sometimes line up at the tight end position, and he's only going to pick up about a yard.
Yeah, he's kind of the safety valve on that one. If the receivers are covered down the field, he's the guy that they can dump it off to. Wasn't able to break the tackle there and only came up with a 1-yard gain.
Wenches this season, 2nd in the team in total receiving yards at 240 entering today and 3 touchdowns. 2nd down and 9 from the 25-yard line. 3 options to the left side, the strong side of the field. Handoff given to Hudson, trying to get some separation. Can't do so. Great play in the backfield for T-Area, and doing so is Tim Halber, who gets the initial push backwards.
Yeah, and once again, the Titans are doing a good job. First guys stopping the runner a little bit from, gaining all that momentum, and then they also have a lot of guys coming on the pursuit to help, clean up some of these tackles early on.
Halber will be credited with probably a half a tackle for a loss. The other side going to Andrew Opland. Opland, a 5'10", 222-pound senior who plays the nose guard position for the Titans. It's 3rd down and 15 from the 19-yard line. A receiver in motion. Hemrick back to pass. Looks right now, fires left down the field. It's one-on-one. Going over for the football and getting tangled up. Incomplete with the pass intended for Mitch Olson. There might have been a little bit of arm fighting going on both ways, but it is incomplete. It will be 4th down and long.
Yeah, it looked like there Olson was kind of trying to post up on Carter Christensen deep, and Carter did a good job of staying with him and not giving up on the play. And when that ball's between the two players, it's really difficult for either one of them to bring it in.
It'll be 4th down and 15 as Wenches will be the man that will punt the football away for Watertown. Here's the kick, high up in the air. Titans trying to run over to it. Now they'll just let it go as it takes a bounce across midfield and will be spotted near the 47. These two teams in history, of course, with T area, they went up to Class 11 AA back in 2021. They have played Watertown 3 times over. They're a perfect 3-0 against the Arrows. Their first meeting back in 2021 was here at Titan Stadium, a 44-13 victory. In 2022, they closed out the regular season in Watertown, a 39-6 victory for the Titans, and then had to play 1 week later here at Titan Stadium in the opening round of the 11 AA playoffs. It was a 41-0 victory for the Titans. T-area football, 1st down and 10 from the 47-yard line. A hand up, straight up the middle. Trying to find some separation. This time was Keegan DeYoung, his first carry of the night.
Yeah, not much doing there up the middle for the Titans. Watertown has some big boys up front there on the defensive line as well. They've got their nose guard is that Micah Hawk, who is 6'5", 280 pounds. Jaden Lambert's 240 at a defensive end, and Caden Beauchamp's 215 at the other defensive end.
Viss and Ellingson will head to the right side for T area, 2nd down and 7 from midfield. It's a handoff for Conrad. It's given again for McKinney. His carry up the middle is good for 2.
Stopped by Johnson. Winches after a 2-yard.
Well, it's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Titans.
3rd and 5.
Yeah, the Arrows are really bringing everyone up to stop the run on the 1st and 2nd down play right now. We'll see if those safeties drop back a little bit on 3rd down. The Titans have not shown any hesitation on running on 3rd and medium situations like this so far this season.
We'll see what they dial up on a 3rd and 5. Needing the 43-yard line for a 1st down. Conrad waiting for the snap. Back to throw, still looking down the field, has nowhere to go. Now he's just going to kind of come to the near sideline, turns it upfield, and he's going to get out to the 45-yard line, short by 2. Imagine that the Titans are going to go for it.
Yeah, with this field position, a punt's not going to gain you a whole lot. You could pin them deep and rely on your defense, but if you are unsuccessful in converting this 4th down, you don't give the Watertown Arrows the ball on their side of midfield.
And not to mention the defense has done its job. -4 for Watertown on offense so far and 1 interception. Seems like a low-risk decision here for Scott Fry, the head coach at T area. It's 4th down and 2. A handoff for DeYoung, gets the outside edge. It's a 1st down. Pushes out near the 40-yard line.
Carried by Keegan DeYoung.
Yeah, DeYoung's one of those special players that he can take something that's supposed to be a middle dive like that, and he can read where that hole is at and bounce it to the outside and still pick up that 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Clock is at 4 minutes and 27 seconds left to go 1st quarter. Fast-moving 1st quarter so far. McKinney is off to the left side of Conrad, who's under center. DeYoung, the fullback. It's a carry this time. No play action. Looking down the field is Conrad. Plenty of time. Takes the shot over the top. It's incomplete. Pass was intended for Tim Halber.
Looked like the timing got thrown off a little bit on that one, and Conrad just kind of had to scan the field for who was open and threw that a little bit behind the receiver in that case.
Be 2nd down and 10. Clock is stopped at 4:04 first quarter. 6-0 Titans.
I will say there was really good protection by the offensive line on that one. Watertown didn't have much pressure on Conrad.
Not at all. Had all time to throw, but I would guess on the 2nd down they're going right back to the ground. Conrad puts a man in motion. Snap, handoff to Young is hit right at the line of scrimmage. Initial hit put on by Simon Hendricks.
Young of the middle.
Yeah, Titans went back to their trap on that one, try to pull that left guard over, kick out the defensive lineman on the right side. It's kind of challenging when Watertown runs that odd front, that 3-man defensive line, because that guy that you kick out is a little bit further outside than a traditional 4-man front.
Will be 3rd down and 8. Ball is just between the 38 and the 39-yard line. 2 receivers outside. Conrad out of the shotgun, 2 options next to him. Calls for it. Goes to throw. It is incomplete. Pass was intended for Ethan Viss. It was out of reach.
Incomplete.
Coming over and maybe putting a little bit of heat on him with Spencer Wenches.
4th and 7.
Yeah, you can hear those footsteps coming sometimes, but that ball was just a little outside the hands of Viss.
And now we'll see the Titans punt. The earlier 4th down, it was 4th and 2. This one's 4th and 7. A little bit different situation on this one.
That's how they'll line up on this 4th down and 7 from the 38-yard line. Here's a line drive kick. Looked like a fair catch was initially called for, but Watertown will let it go, and T Area is going to do a great job here, pinning Watertown inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, what a punt. Anytime you can get that old coffin corner where you punt it, the returner really has no chance to catch that thing, and it goes out of bounds inside the 5. That's just a great thing. Riley Schwanda did a great job on that one.
Marcus Pitkin looked like he called for the fair catch and then decided, no, I'm good. Couldn't get to the football in time. Would have saved Watertown a couple of yards if he would have. But it will be 1st down and 10 from their own 4. See if the Titans can come up with a big play. Maybe get one of those safeties. We'll see. 1st and 10 from the 4-yard line. And a rush right up the middle. Trying to avoid any form of that. Is Watertown. They're going to pick up a yard or 2. 3 minutes and counting here in the first quarter. 6-0 Titans.
Yeah, anytime the ball's inside the 5, there's always, not only getting tackled in the end zone, but any offensive penalty that occurs in the end zone is a safety. So you kind of want to get clear of that. Now out at the 5-yard line, there's probably not as much risk of something like that occurring.
It is 2nd down and 8. 2 receivers will stretch to the left side. Cohen Kranz being one of them. He's a senior who stands 5'11", 160 pounds. Looking that direction was Hemrick. He rolls out to the right side, has a little bit of space, and is tripped up at the 10.
Oh, and the Titans had him kind of hemmed in there in the backfield, and were kind of sensing a sack, and then great job by Hemrick of just sneaking out of there and picking up 5 yards.
Sets up a 3rd and 4 from the 10-yard line. 2 minutes remaining, first quarter. Watertown in the positive yardage now, 3 total yards. It's 3rd and 4. Hudson, the tailback, standing next to the quarterback, and Hemrick. Slant pass is bobbled, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Kranz. It's 4th down.
Yeah, it looked like Carter Christensen was there to kind of break that one up. Looked like it was in the breadbasket of the receiver there, and then Christensen must have reached in and knocked that thing out because I saw it clearly hit the ground.
Christensen was targeted on a one-on-one earlier in the game. He broke that pass up. He's going to get a credit for passing or a pass breakup on this one too, so give him 2 in the game. Great start so far for Carter Christensen. Here's the 4th down. Wenches to punt the football away. It's high up in the air. It's not going very far. The Titans are just going to let it go as it bounces at the 23-yard line, and it rolls out of bounds. No, they're right on the edge of the sideline, almost out of bounds, but it's at the 21.
Titans take over, 1st and 10.
Oof, that's a net punt of 20 yards. He kicked the football from the 1-yard line.
And if you go from the line of scrimmage, it's, a little bit around 10 yards on that punt. So that's not optimal for the field position game here for Watertown. They held the Titans. The Titans pinned them deep, and now the Titans get the ball back at the 20.
With 1:38 remaining first quarter. Their first drive of the game went 4 plays, 27 yards for a touchdown. They have a 1st and 10 from the 21 this time. Conrad with a handoff. And the carry this time appears to be Riley Schwanda.
And off to number 4, Riley Schwanda.
So Schwanda will get about 3 yards, setting up a 2nd and 7.
18-yard line.
Brenner Conrad, the quarterback, still runs over to the sideline to get the play on most plays. T typically doesn't send in hand signals or anything else like we've seen from other teams. Brenner gets quite the workout throughout the game, running to the sideline and back out to the huddle.
3 receivers right side. Add that to the fact he entered today's game with 579 rushing yards. That's officially in games anyway. Here's a quick pass caught outside. Ellingson with the catch. Gets a little bit of a one-on-one situation and is unable to escape the reins of the linebacker in Shea Coltrane.
Yeah, those bubble screens, it's a chance to, get a quick completion for your quarterback, get it out of his hands nice and quick so he doesn't feel that pressure. But then, it's an extension of the running game. You get the ball in the hands of a playmaker on the outside and see if they can make a move and make someone miss.
Titans do have to run a play here prior to the end of the first quarter. There's 27 seconds on the game clock. I formation on a 3rd down and 4 from the 15-yard line. Conrad under center, almost gets Watertown to jump, instead takes the snap, hands it off. Schwanda hit in the backfield, tackled for a loss, and that's going to set up a 4th down. It'll be 4th down when we come back. I don't presume that T will run a play here to end the quarter as the clock is now ticking down under 10. End of the first quarter from Titan Stadium. It is T Area 6, Watertown 0 on the T Area Titans YouTube channel. It'll be 4th down and 6 from the 17-yard line for T Area. 12 minutes on the clock, just about set to start the second quarter. It is T Area 6, Watertown 0, the season finale, the regular season finale for both of these two schools with the playoffs starting next week. I'm Jerry Paleshi, joined by the Hall of Famers, Chad Berger and Andrew Griffin. I don't fit in with this crew apparently, but you guys do, so I'll let you have your Hall of Fame moments now. But 1 quarter in the books, 6-0 start, and Chad, I can't really stress it any more than this, but if there was a way to come back after a loss to Pierre last week, you had an interception to start, you held Watertown to a total of 3 yards. Now you have an opportunity to potentially go up 9-0, or maybe they even go for it on a 4th and 6. You couldn't have drawn this up any better.
Yeah, that's pretty much an optimal first quarter there for the Titans. Almost everything went their way. Field position, turnovers. There were no penalties, so it was a very optimal first quarter for the Titans.
Titans will go for it. It is 4th down and 6 from the 17-yard line. Brenner Conrad, the quarterback, calls for the football. He's back to throw, wants the middle screen, throws it to DeYoung. He slips away from a tackle. He's going to take off down the left side, and he gets out to the 10-yard line, which is good for a 1st down. Now, there was a player, and I think that's Carter Turek, who had his helmet popped off his head and then tried to continue playing down the field, which is also dangerous. First off, it's dangerous.
Pass and catch down to the 10-yard
So Carter
line.
Turek, who is the center, has to come out for at least a play.
And that's kind of a key position here. The center quarterback exchange is a big thing, and having your senior center have to come out for a play, we'll see, if that ends up impacting the Titans on this play.
Ian Benelli is coming in at the center position and will be 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Don't ever question the heart of Carter Turek. Here's the snap and the handoff given. Schwanda will get the call, and he is hit and popped by Simon Hendricks. Schwanda will only pick up about a yard.
2nd and goal,
So Carter Turek will come back out onto the field. He was named Homecoming King earlier this year, but for him to continue playing with his helmet off like that and wanting to lead the blocks, it's all you need to know about Carter.
Well, obviously he trusts his technique and blocking with his hands instead of his head. I was always a lead with my head kind of guy back in the day, but
made you a Hall of Famer, so
yeah, good for him.
I don't know which Hall of Fame, but made you one.
The Harrisburg High School.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Second down and 9. Second and goal from the 9. Conrad hands it off. We carry this time for Viss. And Viss, really with not a whole lot of room to work with as Caden Decker will get the tackle. Viss will pick up a yard or two.
Well, the Titans are content to just keep this thing on the ground. Tried a couple passes in that first quarter. Not a whole lot of success there. Hey, stick with the bread and butter here and hand it off. Have those receivers, those fast receivers, try to find the gaps in there from the offensive line.
Third and goal from the 7-yard line, 10-10 remaining. First half, 6-0 Titans as they look to extend the advantage. Ellingson and Viss will head out to the right side. The tailback this time is McKinney. The fullback, DeYoung. Tim Halber, wide receiver left. Conrad under center calls for it on this third down and goal. It's an option play. He's going to pitch it over to McKinney. Can he get the outside edge? He does, and he's gone. Touchdown, T area, and Cole McKinney.
McKinney from 7 yards out off the pitch by Conrad.
Great job there of McKinney catching that pitch from Conrad and then making the tackler miss. That's one of the things with the option play. Everyone's got their responsibility, and if one person doesn't take care of their business, it's a dangerous play.
Second rushing touchdown of the night for Cole McKinney. Titans will look for the point after to try to make this 13-0. Griffin Wiebinga, the kicker for the Titans, missed his first point after wide left. High snap. Wiebinga's kick this time is also no good wide left. 9:48 remaining. Here in the first half, it is Titans 12, Watertown 0 on the T-Area Titans YouTube channel. T-Area goes 7 plays, 21 yards for another touchdown, 3 minutes and 50 seconds taken off the clock. The second rushing touchdown for Cole McKinney. The point after, however, from Griffin Wiebinga, no good. He's 0 for 2 on the night. The score is T-Area 12, Watertown 0. Wiebinga will kick off from right to left. With a man back deep for Watertown. Short kick returned from the 20-yard line as Watertown looking to break free and finding a seam and a lane doing so out to the 43-yard line on the return. This time around is Scott.
Yeah, great job there by Watertown on the return. Able to kind of get this field position in their favor finally. They've been deep in their own territory the whole game and finally able to get the ball out near midfield.
See if Watertown can get something going on offense so far. Throughout the game, just 3 total yards, 2 rushing yards, 1 passing yard. Quarterback and Trayton Hemrick has thrown an interception. He's 1 of 4 in the game for just 1 single yard. Pass was caught by Spencer Wenches earlier. One man in motion. That is Marcus Pitkin on this first down and 10. Tried to get it to Pitkin on the outside. No, coming over is Wenches, and he's wrestled down from behind as Wenches will pick up about 5.
Yeah, interesting play there by the Arrows. They had both the receivers on this side kind of run clear out routes, and then they snuck the running back into the flat over here. Good job by the Titans. I think it was Tyler Reed getting out there and making a tackle.
Reed with great pursuit. It is second down and 7 from the 46. Officially a pickup of 3. Hemrick under center. Handoff to Juven Hudson, who's been held in check so far. Tries to hurdle over Tim Halber.
Handoff to Hudson.
And Hudson is going to be short of the first down marker. Depending on the spot,
They're giving it to him.
they're going to give it to him. They will. Good call, Chad, as they put the ball right at the 47.
Tonight's officials, a veteran crew, Darren Berg, Scott Boyens, Chad Gordon, Jim Jocko Johnston, and Zach Weavick. They've been around. They've done a lot of games in the state of South Dakota.
Can't tell you how many years Darren Berg has been around, but I'm pretty sure it's since I was in high school, and that was a while ago.
Probably since I was in high school, Jerry.
Well, that's even longer. Just throwing that out there.
Last century, yeah.
8 minutes, 30 seconds remaining first half. Titans up 12-0. Hudson moves to the left side of the quarterback, and Hemrick, he's going to try to step up in the pocket, is hit, and now he's hit from behind again and dropped. I think that's Charlie Leslie that got over to him. So Leslie getting some reps on the defensive line, and he's going to get a tackle for a loss. It makes it second down and 12.
Yeah, we saw last week that the Titans really do kind of shift in quite a few different defensive linemen, try to keep some of those guys a little bit more fresh. You know, a lot of these guys do play offense and defense, and so, you know, if you can give guys a breather here and then, you know, like Leslie gets an opportunity to play defensive line, and he really came up big right there.
He's second down and 12. Emmerich out of the pistol formation, puts a man in motion. That's Pitkin, fakes it to him and gives it to Hudson, and there he goes. One of the fastest kids in the state, Juven Hudson, is going to take off down the field. He's almost hit and tripped by Ethan Viss, but Hudson takes it to the house. It is a touchdown for 49 yards.
Yeah, that was one of those plays, you know, the pistol formation, so they're in their shotgun. Hudson's lined up behind the quarterback, so he's about 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and just hand it off to him and let him pick his own gap that he wants to run through, and with that speed, once he found that gap, he was gone.
Juven Hudson with 51 rushing yards. That puts him over 1,000 for the season, and that being his 14th rushing touchdown. The point after on the way is up, and it is good. 7 minutes, 24 seconds left to go here in the first half. The new score reads T-Area 12, Watertown 7. The Arrows finding a little bit of life here on the T-Area Titans YouTube channel. Watertown on the board, 4 plays, 57 yards, 2 minutes and 24 seconds taken off the clock as Juven Hudson goes for the 49-yard rushing touchdown. He has 5 carries for 51 yards in the score. It is T-Area 12, Watertown 7, in what is essentially a battle for the 3 or the 4 seed in the Class 11 AA playoffs that begins next week. Tommy Foley will kick the football off for Watertown. And it will finally roll out of bounds.
That was dangerous because, you know, if that thing stays inbounds, it's a live ball. And those Watertown guys are sprinting down there. If they were able to recover it, it would have been their ball. But fortunately for the Titans, it did go out of bounds.
T-Area will get the football at the 35. So far for the Titans, 63 offensive yards, 52 on the ground, 11 through the air. They've picked up 4 first downs. Let's see what the Titans dial up on offense on this 1st and 10 from the 35. They take over with 7 minutes and 24 seconds left in the second quarter. A low snap is given to Keegan DeYoung. DeYoung trying to get to the outside, slips away from one, has a first down across the 45. Keegan DeYoung with a nice run. And Spencer Wenches will get another tackle.
Yeah, that was really interesting. You know, the trips formation on the left side kind of get some of those defensive backs over there, but great blocking by the wide receivers. And once DeYoung gets in the open field, he's really elusive. He does a great job of kind of hesitating and making those defenders miss.
DeYoung, as mentioned, the leading rusher this season for T-Area, now with 21 yards in this one. First down and 10 from the 46-yard line. They give it right back to him. DeYoung goes north-south, and he's going to break free. Needs to slip away from one more and is finally wrestled down at the 25-yard line. I thought he may have broken that one free, but finally Shea Coltrane, if you're a Watertown fan, gets over on the stop, but a nice carry of almost 30 for Keegan DeYoung.
And that play was supposed to go around the edge on the right side. One of the Watertown defenders got up and made him cut it back in there, and then DeYoung just found a gap right up the middle.
First down and 10. On the 25-yard line, 6 minutes, 20 seconds remaining, second quarter. Conrad, hard count, and there is the penalty flag.
One of the wideouts, it looks like, moved a little bit early for the Titans.
So we'll go with the false start against T-Area.
You know, in high school football, the defenders can move as long as they don't break that neutral zone, that line of scrimmage. And so some of those defensive linemen flinched on the hard count, and it caused one of the receivers to kind of flinch as well.
It's first and 15 following the penalty from the 30-yard line. Conrad calls for it, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself with a stiff arm, but he's moving backwards. Now jukes around, gets back to the 30-yard line. A lot of work for no gain. And you can see Conrad a little frustrated coming up out of the bottom of that pile.
Good job by the Watertown defense there. You know, they kind of blocked where he wanted to go initially. He tried to stiff arm someone that was already getting blocked, but the Arrows just held their ground and didn't give anything up. Conrad tried to back up and find something else and eventually just ended up taking the short 6-inch gain on that play.
We'll still call it second down and 15. That football is just outside of the 30-yard line. Conrad flips it. McKinney trying to come left side and nowhere to go. That is Austin Johnson from the linebacker position jumping up and getting the wrap-up tackle.
Kind of almost like a little shovel pass there. You know, it looked like the quarterback and running back were running option to one side, and they kind of pitched it underneath to the other back coming through. The Arrows weren't fooled on that one. They were stayed home and didn't over-pursue and were able to wrap him up for a little bit of a loss on that one.
Third down, 15 from the 30. Two receivers left and right. Conrad, low snap, has to pick it up. Pressure coming from Johnson. He's rolling out to the right side, flips it. It is almost brought in by McKinney. It's through his hands, incomplete. It's fourth down. Ooh, McKinney was there.
Yeah, and this is, you know, one of those situations we saw last time that the Titans had to punt. They have the ability to kind of hopefully pin the other team deep, but you know, if you boot this one in the end zone, it really only gains you 10 yards.
We'll see if Riley Swanda can work his magic one more time. Fourth and 15 from the 30-yard line. Has to step backwards a couple of drops. It's a line drive kick, and Watertown's just going to let this go into the end zone. So, Chad, you called it. It's a 10-yard difference.
Yeah, and that's a tough situation for the Titans. You know, if it would have been third or fourth and manageable, but, you know, being a fourth and 15 on that one, that's a really tough thing to ask. You know, gaining the 10 yards of field position, probably not that big of a deal, but you know, in this game, that might end up being a big thing for the Titans.
And what could be a big thing for the Titans, too, is just the field goal situation here tonight with Griffin Weebinga getting the call on the point afters. He's missed two already, wide left. We have not seen Carson Hall, who has also been a kicker this year for T-Area. So it might be something to pay attention to as this game continues on. First and 10 from the 20-yard line. Watertown with a man in motion back to passes. Hemrick, he's looking down the field, fires to the near sideline. It's incomplete for Wenches. Covering him is Tim Halber, and it's incomplete. It will be first or second down and 10 from the 20.
Yeah, I'm wondering if one of the Watertown receivers ran the wrong route there. They ended up with two guys within about 4 yards of each other, which, of course, brought the two T defenders there as well. That ball easily could have been picked off by the Titans.
And initially it looked like they were going for the outside with Marcus Pickin. Second down and 10 from the 20. 4 minutes, 12 seconds left, second quarter. Emmerich with a man in motion. That's picking again. He fakes it to him. Went to hand it off for Hudson, but the referee is going to call this dead. Be a false start against Watertown.
Yeah, did I jinx it earlier at the end of the first quarter there by saying we hadn't seen a penalty flag?
You may have.
Yeah, now we've seen 3 of them, I think, in the past, couple plays here. So
far in the game, T area charged 1 penalty for 5 yards. That is Watertown's first penalty as well for 5 yards.
And the kick out of bounds technically doesn't count as a penalty,
correct.
But that was a penalty flag on the field. Yep.
Lucky for kickers, it doesn't go in the stat book. Second down and 15 from the 15. Here's a give left side. Hudson on the carry, gets to the outside, pushed out of bounds, shy of the 30-yard line. Nice run for Juven Hudson.
Hudson is not a kid that I want to let get the edge at any point. Titans defense lost contain on that one, and we're fortunate to be able to push Hudson out of bounds before he was able to pick up the first down.
Our on-site producer and engineer, Andrew Griffin, first thing he said when I came into the broadcast booth today was, Juven Hudson, I don't want to see him because during the track season, that kid is just a monster. We saw that here at Titan Stadium. Last year during the track season, Watertown came down for an event, and I remember announcing that one and just feeling like I kept on saying his name over and over. It's third down and 4 from the 26-yard line. Here's a quick flip, incomplete. It was 3rd and 4. They just needed a few yards.
Colton Vlasman, 6-foot senior, went up to go get that one, and it just kind of bounced off of his hands. He kind of got spun around a little bit when he went up to go get it and wasn't able to haul it in.
Clock stops, 4 minutes even. Watertown will punt the football away. Watertown to punt. Here it is. Much better than the last outing. Titans will call for the fair catch. Svanda comes over, falls down to the turf with it, and the Titans will take over at the 29-yard line.
Inside the Titans 30, the 29-yard line.
12-7 the score. 3 minutes, 53 seconds left here in the first half. It's 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line.
Titans 1st and 10. They're on 29-yard line, 3:53 until halftime.
McKinney went out with the offensive unit. He is now running to the near sideline. Titans with 3:53 on the clock. Here in the second quarter, will take over 1st and 10. Conrad, 3 options left side. He's going to put in the belly of Keegan DeYoung, who goes north-south, and he's just going to carry defenders for extra yardage out towards the 36, be about a 6-yard gain. But a penalty flag did come out.
Initially, it's a DeYoung carry for 7 yards.
Might be a face mask coming in here on Watertown, and that is indeed the call.
Just a 5-yard face mask.
Face mask.
So you can kind of see this on the bottom of your screen. See a player for T area with his arm wrapped up and being told that's Jessen Weavinga, or Ethan Viss, excuse me. So we'll keep an eye on what T elects to do with Ethan Viss, who got the start at running back here tonight, now on the sideline. 1st and 10 from the 43. Carry up the middle. And a couple extra yards for the Titans. Riley Svanda will get the call.
Svanda brought down by 78, Micah Hawks.
Sets up a second down and about 7. The clock is at 3 minutes and it is running. Neither team has used a timeout here in the first half. So we'll see the strategy that unfolds here for the Titans. Here's 2nd down and 7. McKinney Off to the left side. Instead, they just go straight down the middle again on a carry for Keegan DeYoung. It's a first down out to the 45-yard line, and maybe even stretches it forward for an extra yard to the 44.
I'm always a big fan of that north-south running when you just give it to the fullback and have him go straight, and there's a hole there, and he's able to pick up a first down.
Titans still taking their time. Conrad breaks the huddle with 2:23 to play. 12-7 Titans looking to extend the advantage before the halftime break. Conrad gets the snap at midfield out of the shotgun, flips it over for DeYoung, gets an extra block. What a block! Now DeYoung comes to the outside and is wrestled out of bounds. Oh, what a beautiful block as Jeremiah Schulte will get credited on the tackle, but Keegan DeYoung, he has somebody to thank there with a Christmas gift this year.
Absolutely. It looked like Charlie Leslie was out there in front making excellent blocks, just getting himself in position and freeing up DeYoung to get to the sideline on that one.
That is one where Scott Fry and this staff for T area will run that back on film multiple times and say, this is exactly what we want you to do.
I bet you Charlie posted on Twitter tonight.
It should be on the huddle account probably 5 minutes after the game concludes. Back to pass is Brenner Conrad. He's going to take off on the left side. What a move for Conrad, and he's still going to just lower his shoulder, and that's going to give him the extra effort into the end zone for a Titan touchdown. 24 yards for Brenner Conrad.
And what a decision at the end there. There was one guy on either side of the blocker in front of him. Conrad just said, hey, block that guy on the left, and I'm going to run over the guy on the right and just get into the end zone for the score.
And I think the amazing part of that, Chad, is that you can almost see the decision-making going on as if it was a slow-motion film there for a moment. You could see Conrad just kind of stop for a second and go, I'm just going to lower my shoulder here and just go straight through.
Yeah, and at 6'2", 220 pounds, he has the size to do that.
Be another attempt for Griffin Wiebinga on the point after. 0 for 2 in the game. See if he can knock this one through. Here's the kick. It's trailing left again, and it is wide left again. Minute 51 left to go second quarter. It is T area 18, Watertown 7. We'll just hold here for a moment. The Titans, it looked like the clock was maybe going to be a little bit of an enemy there, and then they finally get a couple of big plays. I give credit to that offensive line on the run for Keegan DeYoung, but there was a moment there for Brenner Conrad. He kind of opened up that entire play, that big rushing touchdown for himself off the pump fake that went nowhere, of course, to a wide receiver, and it gave him a wide open field.
Yeah, it's funny, you know, how kids react. And remember, these are kids. These are high school kids. They haven't seen 1,000 of these plays in their lifetime. You know, they're not professional athletes. And so it's interesting to see how they react sometimes to situations on the field. And Conrad with just a nice heads-up play there to say, hey, I'm going to give a little fake here and see what it does to that defender. And it kind of froze the defender in his tracks, and Conrad was able to turn on the Jets.
It was a 5-play, 71-yard drive that took 2 minutes and 2 seconds off the clock. Brenner Conrad rushing the football now, 4 carries for 35 yards and the score from 24 out. (18-7). A short kick for the Titans. Will be returned from the 21-yard line. And Watertown with nowhere to go. He's stopped near the 26.
Return by Scott for the Arrows.
Watertown has a minute 46 to work with and 3 timeouts, trailing 18-7.
And we haven't seen a lot of prolific passing attack so far from the Arrows. Their biggest play so far has been from Juven Hudson, you know, on a kind of a zone play where they gave it to him out of the pistol formation and just kind of let him pick his own gap. So we'll see if they kind of stick with that with those timeouts left and try to drive the ball down the field.
Hemrich this season has connected on about 58% of his passes. So far tonight, he's 2 for 7 for the 4 yards and the 1 interception.
Is that about 28%?
Here's a handoff for Hudson, and Hudson will get to the 30-yard line and not much more.
Left side.
I was going to leave that to you being the math guy.
I think it's somewhere around 28, 29%. I can do that math in my head.
90 seconds left, second quarter. Watertown now moving quick. It's 2nd and 6 on the 32. Penalty flag flies.
Some of the receivers moved a little too quickly on that one. Ooh, they said the Titans were across, though?
It's a penalty against the Titans.
So that'll make it a 2nd and 1 here, which is a very manageable spot. The clock still does stop on first downs in high school football.
2nd down and a yard. Emmerich back to pass. Pressure coming. Steps up in the pocket. Now rolls to the left side. Finds a little bit of a seam, but he's hit by Sam Wordle. It is good for a Watertown first down, however.
First down for he's tackled by number 11, Sam Wordle.
So that'll stop the clock briefly while they move the chains. As soon as the ball's set, the clock should start again. Titans making a couple substitutions defensively.
One being Chase DeBoer, who is a sophomore who stands 6'4". Listed as an offensive lineman, but like Chad mentioned before, they like to get him reps on the defensive line as well. Here's a crossbody throw that is caught and brought in at the 46-yard line. What a job to jump up there and grab that football.
Number 16, Shea Coltrane.
And that's kind of a dangerous throw. Quarterback rolling to his right and throwing back across the field to his left. If you're a Vikings fan, you
Stop.
might. Oh, okay.
I've seen a throw like that end badly as a Vikings fan. First down and 10 from the 46. Looking to take a shot. Hemrick down the middle of the field. Has a receiver. Is it caught? It is. It's brought in. And Watertown is threatening Mitch Olson down to the 5-yard line.
What a job by Olson on that one. It looked like he had the Titan defender, was it Tyler Reed, all over him on that one. And Reed made a play on the football, but just wasn't able to break it up.
42 seconds. Clock is rolling. Handoff Hudson. Hudson looking for his 2nd rushing touchdown, and he will be stopped forward progress at the 4.
And
Pickup of a yard. Clock is running. I hear whistles for a timeout.
Coach is halfway up to the numbers here calling timeout.
So Watertown will be granted the timeout here. I wonder if they're going to add a little bit of time here on the clock. Or wait. Are they motioning for a T timeout?
We'll have to let the officials sort out what's going on here.
John Hordorf is the head coach of the Watertown Arrows and was all the way out on the numbers trying to get a timeout called. So the 33 seconds that's on the clock. It'll be 2nd and goal from about the 4-yard line.
Well, I was going to mention on that running play, Hudson got stopped, and the Titans were able to kind of stand him up, and then you saw a couple of the other guys as they were coming in trying to strip that football out of there, and they ended up blowing the whistle and calling him down. And then I think Watertown was trying to get a timeout at that point, and they did not grant it for them. And so did they end up calling it for T area?
Officially on the board, on the scoreboard here at Titan Stadium, the timeout was granted for T area. Watertown wanted a timeout. T took it for him. Emmerich puts a man in motion. Calls for it on a 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Rolling to the near side. Fires towards the end zone. It is incomplete. It was over the fingertips of Mitch Olson. Overthrown him. Even if he would have brought it in, he would have been out of bounds. It's 3rd and goal from the 4.
Yeah, that's one of those rollout plays. It's they're trying to run the quarterback to this side. It really limits the amount of receivers that you have. You only have half the field to work with. And he must not have liked what he's seen because it looked like he kind of threw it out of bounds on that one.
And the playbook is still open here for Watertown. They can go to the ground if they wanted to on a 3rd down and goal from the 4-yard line. There is 28 seconds, but they have 3 timeouts. And maybe make that 2 timeouts as they quickly take one. They're going to talk this one over for a moment, but they still have the opportunity here where if you're T, you got to plan for everything.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you can't commit to the run because then they'll pass it on you. They could run some type of play action from this position. But if they do run it, you have to be able to come up and stop that. You can't have your safety sitting back, in the end zone waiting for someone to come up to them.
Question becomes how fancy do you want to get if you're Watertown?
Right. Right. And what do they have in their playbook? You know, I don't know what I'm guessing the coaching staff works on plays for these specific situations during the week. They've probably got something. They just want to make sure everyone's on the same page right now. Say, hey, we've still got a timeout left if we need to. So even if we get tackled in bounds, let's go ahead and call that as third down. Okay, we got 2 downs to get the ball into the end zone. So coach just making sure everyone's on the same page in this situation.
We'll see what the Arrows dial up on a 3rd down and goal from the 4-yard line. 28 seconds remaining, second quarter, 18-7 T area on top. Hudson, the tailback, to the right side of Hemrick. They put a man in motion from left to right. That's Pitkin. Back to throw. They give it to Pitkin, incomplete on the slant route. They had the step and the motion, but the throw was not there.
And that was actually a well-designed route. It looked like he was open going in, just wasn't able to, get the connection on that pass.
It's 4th and goal from the 4-yard line. So Watertown will now take another timeout.
Whether you're at home, on the go, or anywhere in between, less trips to
Well, and that's the beautiful part about having the timeouts is that you can run a play, take a timeout, and talk over the next one.
Yeah, and at this point, you might as well use it. It's 4th down. If you don't score on this play, it doesn't do any good to take it into halftime with it. You can't bring it back out for the second half. So take it, like I said earlier, make sure everyone's on the same page. Talk through what's going to happen, who's blocking who up there, who's got which route, all those different things, and see what the what the Arrows can do on 4th down.
If you are wondering, for Watertown, this season they are 1 of 2 in terms of field goals attempted and made this year. Foley has hit the 1 field goal that they connected on this year was from 19 yards out. So they potentially have that option to kick a field goal here on a 4th down. Now, you kind of looked at me, Chad, like, forget about that. That's not happening. It is 4th and goal from the 4-yard line. And a field goal here, because of the fact that T has missed 3 point afters, would cut it down to an 8-point lead if they were to hit it.
It would, but T area gets the ball to start the second half, so I'd go for it in this position.
Well, that's what they're going to do. Watertown, 4th down and goal from the 4-yard line. Snap. Back to throw, Hemrick. End zone. It is dropped by Wenches, incomplete. He had it in his hands, and he drops it. Oh, and Spencer Wenches is getting a nice little talking to by one of his offensive linemen. Oh, the play was there, but the Titans defense will come up with a stand officially.
Titans offense will take over 1st and 10 at the 4-yard line.
Score remains 18-7 T area with 19 seconds left here in the second quarter. From their own 4-yard line, Conrad hands it off for DeYoung, and DeYoung is just wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to roll the clock, and that should bring us to halftime. No timeouts being taken either way. The crowd rises to their feet here at Titan Stadium. It is halftime. The T-Area Titans lead the Watertown Arrows 18-7 in the season finale. Playoffs on the way next week. This one a battle for the 3rd or the 4th seed, but is the Titans on top at the break. Coming up at halftime, we'll have the stats from the first half, plus we'll look at some of the other scores that are going on around South Dakota high school football, as most games will get started here, or the rest of the games will get started here in about 3 minutes' time. We'll get you the scores from around the state and more as part of our halftime show coming up next on the T-Area Titans YouTube channel.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in South Dakota, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in South Dakota needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation: that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So, how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the STHSAA and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Brienne's favorite memory is cheering at home games, and next year she will be attending SDSU for nursing. Brienne Simler. Next up is Allison Turek. Parents Kristen and Tyler Turek. Her favorite cheer memory has been cheering at state her sophomore year. And in her future, she plans to attend college for elementary education. Allison Turek. And your last Titan senior cheer team member is Michaela Sani. It's Michelle and John Sani. Her favorite memory is watching the sunrise at morning practices. And in her future, she will go to cosmetology school and also modeling. Senior Michaela Sani. And next up we have members of the dance team, and we've already announced them. It's Brienne Simler. Her favorite dance memory is winning state hip-hop in 2021. And also Allison Turek, and she's already out there. Same favorite memory, winning state hip-hop in 2021. And we wish them all the best tomorrow at state. Next up we have our seniors for Titan Cross Country, and best of luck to them this Saturday in Sioux Falls at state. And the first senior is Brooklyn Corver. Parents Karen and Tony Corver. She'll be going to USD for dental hygiene, and her favorite memory is hanging out with people after she's done running at cross-country events. Brooklyn Corver. Also, her sister is with her, Haley Corver. She goes to Lake Area Technical College for physical therapy, and her favorite memory is playing hide and seek tag at the hotel where they stayed freshman year. And I heard Coach Decker won that. But there they are, Haley Corver and Brooklyn Corver. Next up is Holden Jellin, parents Steve and Melissa Jellin. Next year, Holden plans to attend college to study engineering or computer science and compete in cross country and track. And his favorite memory is competing at state track, qualifying individually and as a boys team for state cross country, as they did this year for the first boys team to qualify since 2009. So best of luck to them, and best of luck to Holden Jellin. Next up, Peyton Sieber with his parents Paul and Renee. He plans to attend USD for business, and his favorite memory is state track. Peyton Sieber. Next up, Aubrey Kenyon. Parents Eric and Rebecca Herbeck. She plans to go to USD and study psychology, and her favorite memory is winning the region cross-country meet. Aubrey Kenyon. Scarlett Taylor and parents Tiffany and Jeremy Taylor. She plans to go to college next year to become a registered nurse. And her favorite memory is the feeling of getting a new PR, that's personal record, and bonding with her teammates in cross country. Scarlett Taylor. Your last senior for the Titans is Alex Kaiser, and his parents Tim and Rhonda Kaiser. Next year, Alex intends to pursue a sports management degree. His favorite memory is going to state track. Alex Kaiser. And we have one more senior with us. It's for the Titan. Last year, he was the individual champion. This year, he led his team to a second place finish, a runner-up finish at state, and that's Keaton Newborg and parents Darren and Jamie Newborg. Next year, he plans to play golf at USD, major in biology, and pursue a career in physical therapy. His favorite memory is winning state his sophomore year. Senior Keaton Newborg. And there are your Titan cheer and cross country and golf and dance members. And we thank you for your dedication to your sports and to T Area High School. And we wish you well in whatever you do away from T Area.
Welcome back inside at Titan Stadium as halftime festivities continue on. Jerry Pileshi joined alongside by Chad Berger. Andrew Griffin is our producer on site as well. Let's get you the halftime stats here at the break. T Area with the lead 18-7. The Titans ran 23 plays for 159 yards. And of course, through all of that, that's their rushing plays, 29 plays overall for 169. But again, everything for T typically done on the ground. They're led by Keegan DeYoung with 9 carries for 89 yards. Brenner Conrad with 4 carries for 35 and a touchdown. Conrad throwing the football is 3 for 6. His main target has been Keegan DeYoung, good for 7 yards, and then Brock Ellingson with the catch for 4. On the other side for Watertown, they have ran 24 plays for 134 yards. And rushing the football for them has been Juven Hudson, 8 carries, 67 yards, 1 touchdown. That went for 49 yards. Trayton Hemrick throwing the football, 4 of 12, passing for 59 yards and an interception. His main target has been Spencer Wenches, 2 catches for 4 yards, but Spencer dropped a wide open touchdown, or he had the space anyway. I don't necessarily want to call it, I should not call it wide open, but I mean, there was not a T defender probably within 2 yards of him. He drops the football in the end zone. Mitch Olson, a catch for 41 yards, and then Shea Coltrane with a catch for 14 yards. Defensive lead for the Titans, Jessen Wiebinga, 4 total tackles. Tyler Reed with 4 as well. Tim Halber and Andrew Oplin have combined for 1 tackle for a loss, a half each. 3 tackles for Halber, 2 for Oplin. Austin Johnson for Watertown. Jeremiah Schulte, Caden Decker, and Micah Hawk, all with 4 total tackles in the game. Titans started off with Cole McKinney going in for a 4-yard rushing touchdown. He followed that up with yet another rushing touchdown from 7 yards out. Juven Hudson with a rushing touchdown for Watertown. That went for 49 yards. Brenner Conrad then with a rushing touchdown in the second quarter with a minute 51 on the clock. The extra points, by the way, for T Area on all 3 of their touchdowns were no good. Griffin Wiebinga, all 3 of them wide left. Consistent in that nature, at least. 18-7, the halftime score. T Area on top. And again, the winner of this, depending on how things shake out across the state and with the seed points and the way that they shape up, we entered tonight, Chad, basically knowing that the winner of this game is probably going to be the 3 seed. The loser of the game is probably going to be the 4. There might be a crazy situation out there where if, like, Huron does something crazy tonight, or Aberdeen Central, which I think they're playing Lincoln, and I presume that's not going very well for the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles, and I could be totally wrong on that, but I'm just taking a wild guess with Lincoln being the way that they are this year, that it's not going well for Aberdeen Central. Long story short, winner probably going to be the 3, loser probably going to be the 4 unless something crazy happens. But Chad, tell me about what might be crazy happening out in the state.
Well, just like you predicted right there, Lincoln has defeated Aberdeen Central 55-7. It was a 5 o'clock kickoff at Howard Wood. Lincoln is just a machine this year in Class 11 AAA, and Aberdeen Central had an unfortunate draw with Lincoln as their final opponent.
When the Class 11 AAA, AA crossover matchups in the way that the schedule, comes out for T Area, of course, and looking at what they've had, we've had O'Gorman the last couple of years. Watertown has had Washington. Next year, we'll have a new schedule, of course. This is the final of the 2-year cycle, so the AAA, AA matchups will be a little different next year. But for Aberdeen Central, when they made that, if I'm not mistaken, they tried to line up the AAA and the AA teams as even as they could, but that was also 2 years ago.
Right.
A lot of things can change.
Yeah, and especially like with the Lincoln squad. I mean, you have the group of seniors this year that is just spectacular. They're unstoppable. No one in the state has even come close to them so far this season. Phenomenal talents at quarterback, wide receiver, offensive line. They're just loaded everywhere.
Jared Fredenberg, the head coach of the Lincoln Patriots, just a quick story. He helps out the Sioux Falls Sports Authority every year with the Sioux Falls Marathon. He always brings out a couple of his kids for the football team. It's usually after the first week of the season. And I remember talking to him earlier this year, and I just said, Coach, how's your team looking? He goes, we got some seniors. We're going to be pretty good, but, the rest of the state's really good. And now look at them averaging over 40 points a game. What else is going on across the state?
All right. Well, this is the only other game so far in Class AA that has kicked off. T-Area obviously leading 18-7 at half. Huron is at Yankton tonight, as you alluded to earlier. They are scheduled to kick off, they're at Tiger Stadium, so it's in Huron tonight. They're scheduled to kick off at 7 o'clock, but there's no score updates on this one so far. Sturgis is going to host Spearfish tonight in a 5-3 versus 4-4 matchup. T-Area, as you mentioned at the beginning of tonight's broadcast, went out there on back-to-back weeks and beat both of those teams. And then Brookings and Mitchell play tonight over in Mitchell. And Douglas is going to play Pierre in an unfortunate matchup for Douglas.
We'll wait and see what the score ends up being on that one. But again, the playoffs will begin next week. And more than likely, T-Area will be hosting a game again, probably as the 3 or the 4, depending on what happens here in the second half of this contest. We'll have the game for you. It will be next Thursday night, if I'm not mistaken. Again, we'll have back-to-back Thursdays. It gets a little crazy with the end of the regular season, and then they turn around the first week of the playoffs is usually on a Thursday night. Then we jump back to a Friday, of course, for the semifinals, and championship night is Friday night this year, too, for 11AA, just in case you're keeping track.
And those of you that follow me on Twitter, or X as it's now called, know how I feel about Thursday night high school football games, but that's a different point for a different day.
18-7 is your halftime score. We'll step aside for a few minutes. When we come back, the start of the third quarter. This is the T-Area Titans YouTube channel. Time to start the second half from Titans Stadium. Jerry Paleshi, Chad Berger, Andrew Griffin here for you on the T-Area Titans YouTube channel. 18-7, T-Area on top of Watertown in a battle for presumably what would be the 3 seed in the Class 11 AA playoffs that begins next week. T-Area with 169 total offensive yards, 134 for Watertown. Watertown mostly getting everything off of a run from Juven Hudson that went for 49 yards and a pass that was completed to Mitch Olson for 41. But Chad, overall, the first half for T-Area went really well, and then keeping Watertown out of the end zone at the end of the first half to keep this an 18-7 advantage.
Yeah, that was a huge stand there at the end. Titans were able to, fortunately go into halftime with that maintaining that 2-score lead. With the way this game is going, possessions are at a premium, and to hold the Arrows without a touchdown or without any type of score going into half is going to be huge.
Riley Svanda will be the man back deep for T-Area. As here's the kickoff, it is trailing back. Svanda will pick it up at the 5-yard line. He's going to race his way towards the middle of the field, but an open field tackle. What a beautiful open field tackle for Watertown. Will set up T-Area first down and 10 near the 18-yard line. Brenner Conrad, 3 of 6 passing for 10 yards, brings his offense back out onto the field.
It looked like, was that Lincoln Scott that made that tackle? That was a phenomenal tackle in the open field. Usually you get a deep kickoff like that. If Riley would have let that go, it probably would have been a touchback, but he fielded it and was not able to advance it to the 20-yard line.
Instead puts it at the 18 on a first down and 10. Conrad hands it off. It is DeYoung with the carry. DeYoung, nice hesitation, grants him the open space needed as he pushes the football past the 25-yard line to the 27. It's a pickup of 9. It'll be second down and short.
And that's really trusting his offensive linemen there. When you stop and hesitate just about at the line of scrimmage, you're really trusting that those offensive linemen are going to stay on their blocks and not allow their defender to get off and kind of get you from the side or the back.
Just underway here in the third quarter, 18-7 T-Area, 11:24 and counting on the clock. Second down and a little more than a yard. Svanda goes in motion. And now they put another man in motion from right to left. Here's the snap and the give. First down, and trying to stretch the football out for maybe a little bit more is Keegan DeYoung.
Brought down by number 28, Caden Decker.
I thought maybe I saw a flag over on the other sideline, but it wasn't something else that I saw. The Titans were really moving around a lot back there in the backfield. And, when you shift like that, you have to make sure that you're set for 1 second before they snap the ball. So I thought maybe they were going to get him for an illegal shift, but it looked like the Titans were able to get everyone where they needed to be.
It is first down and 10 from the 31-yard line.
T-Area doesn't have tight ends, so this is a type of tight formation for them.
It will be Conrad on the run with a stiff arm, and Conrad will be put to the turf at the 33.
Keeper by Conrad.
Just a couple of yards for Brenner Conrad. Didn't have a whole lot of room to work with. The stiff arm maybe propelled him for just 1 extra. He's second down and 8.
Spreading it back out a little bit more in that traditional formation here.
Conrad out of the shotgun. Snap. Keeps it himself. Fakes the handoff to DeYoung, and Conrad's going to go north-south and get a first down to the 41.
Brought down by Decker, Schulte. First down, Titans.
Yeah, he really rode that handoff in there for a long time. It kind of made the defense question whether he was going to hand it off or not. And after he decided to pull that back out there, was able to find a lane right up the middle and pick up the first down.
First and 10 from the 41. We've seen that develop all season long, too, with Brenner Conrad only being a sophomore. It seems like early in the year, the first couple of home games, there was a couple of those issues in terms of handing the football off. They've got this down, it looks like, to a science now. Here is a give for DeYoung, and DeYoung just barreling forward to midfield. Shy of a first down by a yard, it's a pickup of 9.
The Titans just doing what they want to do right now, filling those running backs with the ball and hitting the holes that those offensive linemen are making up front.
It is 2nd down and a yard from midfield. 8 minutes, 45 seconds left, third quarter. Looking to extend the 18-7 advantage. Conrad out of the shotgun. Another handoff and carry for DeYoung. Cuts to the right side for a first down and more. DeYoung out to the 30-yard line, still fighting. Did he lose the football? However, at the end he may have. Oh no, Keegan DeYoung fumbled the football. It is a turnover. Watertown will take over.
And that's exactly what the Titans couldn't afford in that position. Huge drive, moving the ball with ease on the running game. Cannot turn it over in that type of situation. Give the ball to the Arrows with a chance to now cut into this Titan lead.
Keegan DeYoung throughout the entire season been so sure-handed that even the idea of him fumbling is just completely out of place. Watertown takes over, 1st down and 10 from their own 29-yard line, trailing 18-7 with 8:25 remaining in the third quarter. Here's a handoff for Juven Hudson, and Hudson is back to the line of scrimmage and nothing more.
Short gain on the play.
Titans right on top of them.
Titans tackle by number 55.
Yeah, in that middle of that defense, there's just a little bit more personnel for the Titans. You know, they were able to bottle him up and not allow Hudson any room to escape in that on that particular play.
2nd down and 10. Hudson standing to the right side of his quarterback and Trayton Hemrick. One man in motion from left to right. Here's the snap, back to pass. Hemrick steps up in the pocket, now rolling to the near side. Pressure coming, still looking down the field. It's a low throw, incomplete. Pass was intended on the near side for Shea Coltrane.
Incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Carter Turek kind of talking to the official there, saying, hey, the guy here is grabbing my jersey, sir. Can we maybe call a holding penalty? But, you know, these refs, I don't think they want to call a lot of penalties in this game.
It is 3rd down and 10. It has been a relatively clean game on both sides, as a total of 4 penalties have been called, 2 on each side. On this 3rd down, here's a throw that is broken up incomplete. Pass this time was intended for Marcus Pitkin. It's 4th down. Cole McKinney getting credited with the pass breakup as he's filling in for Ethan Viss, who came out of the game earlier.
And I thought for sure we'd see a flag on that one with the announcer jinx there, Jerry, but was a clean play.
Svanda is back to return the punt. This one high up in the air. A short one takes a bounce at the 42-yard line, continuing to roll inside the 30. And this is going to be a nice punt at the end of it, as Watertown trying to get a little extra wind behind that football to get a couple of extra yards, but it will be marked down near the 23-yard line. He brought the announcer jinx up, and I don't ever try to do that. I'm just being honest with you. Just sometimes you just get into a groove and things happen, but I'm grateful that I have not caused that so far.
One of my good friends, Tom Frederick, been doing University of Sioux Falls football for 25 years. He is a firm non-believer in the announcer jinx. We go out for tacos every Wednesday, and he always says, hey, not a thing. And I'm like, well, I've heard you jinx a lot of free throws.
And that guy knows about making free throws.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. The Titans take over with 7:15 remaining in the third quarter, as here's a carry and a pickup of about 3 yards. There's just moments sometimes, as whether you're doing play-by-play, I'm talking with like Jay Ellison from Midcoast Sports, where he's even said there's just some stats I stay away from. So he's a believer in that, especially when it comes to field goal kickers, if they're lining up for maybe a game winner, anything along those lines. He does not bring up any of the stats. He just lets it go, lets it breathe. So a guy like Jay Ellison, who does many games, a guy like Tom Frederick, who does a lot of games, you can see where you either believe or you don't.
Yep, differing viewpoints on that one.
2nd down and 6 from the 27-yard line. Option play, Conrad keeps it. He's got space and room to work as he gets to the letters or the numbers on the outside. He breaks away from a tackle, and he's still going, pushed out of bounds near the 40-yard line.
Well, Brenner Conrad was just not going to be tackled on that play. He just about ran over 2 defenders on that one. 2 Watertown arrows should have had him for about 15 yards fewer than he got, and he just would not be denied on that particular carry.
Ball will be placed at the 41-yard line. You just got a text message. Somebody was wondering why you said tacos on Wednesday.
I'll bring that up after this play.
It's the first down and 10 from the 41-yard line. Conrad hands it off, and here goes DeYoung. DeYoung lowering his shoulder, gets a couple of extra yards with the power push. DeYoung's going to pick up about 7.
All right, for those of you out there, I teach at the University of South Dakota. So every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm down on the main campus in Vermilion. And so I partake in Taco Tuesday at the local establishment there in Vermilion. However, my group of friends that's in Sioux Falls still like to enjoy tacos on a weekly basis. So we go out on Wednesdays for lunch.
Chad, that's all fun and everything. The question is, do you get grandfathered in on the Taco Tuesday on a Wednesday? Here's the snap on a 2nd down and 1. Back to throw is Brenner Conrad. Lobs it out for Ellingson. It's caught and brought in inside the 15-yard line. Brock Ellingson with the big catch. And the Titans have it inside the red zone.
Yeah, Ellingson's 6'5", and I'm pretty sure he laid out that entire frame and was able to haul in that pass. That was a tremendous effort by Ellingson on that one. Good throw by Conrad where only Ellingson could catch it, but tremendous effort by Ellingson to pull that one in.
It is first down and 10 from the 13-yard line. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Conrad taking his time out of the pistol formation. Snap, option play, flips it over. Here's DeYoung on the carry, and DeYoung will pick up 2.
Yeah, that's one of those first speed options we've seen all game. Typically, the Titans have been running that dive option where they fake the handoff to the fullback, but on that one there wasn't really a fullback, so they were just pitching off that end man on the line of scrimmage. The defensive end for Watertown made Conrad pitch early, and then good pursuit on the outside.
2nd down and 8 from the 11-yard line. One in motion for the Titans. Here's the snap and the handoff. Trying to power run left side. I believe that's Shavonda on the carry this time, and not a whole lot of room to work with or go.
Shavonda off to the left side, brought down by Johnson and Lambert.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 8.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 8.
Well, we saw the Titans defense really stiffen up down at the end of the first half there as Watertown had an opportunity to score. Now the Titans are in that red zone or green zone or whatever you want to call it, and we'll see if the Arrows can step up defensively.
2 off on the left side. Conrad, penalty flag flies. This is going to be a false start against T.
One of the receivers move early, Jerry?
I saw it from the right guard.
Okay. As a former offensive lineman, I always like to give the offensive line the benefit of the doubt.
3rd and 14.
It'll be 3rd and 14 from the 17-yard line. I believe it was Jacob Youngye who jumped on that last play. It's 3rd and 14. Conrad. Snap. Rolling right, looking left. Down the middle of the field. Looking for Svanda. Jump ball, end zone, incomplete. Penalty flag flies. Jeremiah Schulte just tackled Riley Svanda down to the turf. That's going to be pass interference.
Yeah, 4-on-4 violence there. Riley was trying to come back for the football, and as you mentioned, Schulte just kind of didn't have his head around, wasn't looking for the ball, and they're probably going to call that one every single time.
Oh, when you Goldberg spear somebody in the end zone, you probably need to call it.
And that was a WWE reference or WCW reference if you're of a certain age.
Pass interference to the defense. Moves the ball halfway.
Those were the good days, too.
half the distance to the goal line, 3rd and 5.
You always knew what you were doing on a Monday night. 3rd down and 5 following the penalty, which was a 15-yard penalty. Or check that it was a half a distance to the goal penalty. The carry for DeYoung will net the first down inside the 5-yard line.
And off to the right side.
Oh, that should be a first down based on where the official came in, but is he short? They have not flipped this to a first down. It is 4th down and inches. I thought for sure he had the first.
Well, I'm guessing we'll see a quarterback sneak here, but Watertown also plays that head-up nose.
4th down and an inch. There is Brenner Conrad just going to push the pile forward, and Conrad is close to the end zone, but he will be a half a yard short. But it is now 1st and goal.
Another quarterback sneak.
Oh, why not? Titans are moving quick. Conrad under center, snap, 1st and goal, trying to get that push from behind. Did he get there? He did. It's a touchdown for the Titans.
Conrad with a little help from Keegan DeYoung.
Brenner Conrad with his 2nd rushing touchdown now on the night. And the Titans extend the lead 24-7.
It looks like Wiebinga's coming out for the PAT. So the Titans are going to go for the traditional point after.
Come on, Griffin.
Griffin's just a freshman.
0 for 3 on the night. All 3 went wide left. Here's the 4th attempt. This one on the way. This one is good. The crowd rises to their feet. Griffin Wiebinga with the hero's reaction, knocking in the point after. With 2:02 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The new score reads T-Area 25, Watertown 7 on the T-Area Titans YouTube channel. T-Area goes 9 plays, 77 yards, taking 5 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock. It is Brenner Conrad, the quarterback, with a quarterback sneak. Good for the touchdown, his 2nd rushing touchdown here tonight. 9 carries for Conrad for 81 yards. And it is T-Area 25, Watertown 7. Wiebinga will kick from right to left. Here's the line drive kick. Watertown will return from the 10-yard line. And on the return, cutting out towards the 30-yard line, a decent pickup where Watertown will take over, 1st down and 10.
Sparks return.
As it will be Sparks on the return for Watertown. Watertown needing to find some form of momentum. As they trail 25-7. All things good, though, for the T-Area Titans.
Yeah, 25-7 at this point with the clock moving the way it is. That's going to be tough for Watertown to make up those 3 scores.
1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Emmerich rolling to the near side, looking down the field, still looking, fires the pass. It is incomplete.
Emmerich's pass intended for Johnson.
I think we're going to get a hold on the arrows on this one.
Austin Johnson was the intended target, with Carter Christensen trailing him. Penalty on Watertown will back them up. A lot of credit to this T-Area defense tonight, because I really think they've changed the entire game plan for Watertown coming into this. Is the opening couple of drives, Watertown being held to just 3 total yards of offense throughout the majority of the 1st quarter. It's been one big play for Watertown on the board, at least for the touchdown for Juven Hudson. They had one big pass play that could have led to some points, but T then held tight.
Yeah, and that's great for the Titans. They're rotating a lot of different guys in. They have some sophomores in there, so really good for them for stepping up.
It is first down and long. Back to throw, trying to set up the screen for Juven Hudson. It's incomplete. Trailing him was Jessen Wiebinga.
Brings up 2nd and 20.
He's second down and 20.
Yeah, the Titans' defensive line needs to do a little bit better job of recognizing when they don't block you and just let you go, they're setting up that screen. You got to kind of sit down. It takes a little bit more discipline as a defender to recognize what's happening out there on the field.
Put in perspective of what this T-area defense has done here tonight so far. Watertown has a total of 134 yards. If you take away the Juven Hudson run for 49 and then the Mitch Olson catch for 41, Watertown has only gone 44 yards down the field. Here's a handoff for Hudson on a 2nd down and 20, and Hudson will get across the 20-yard line, put down to the turf at the 22 as Sam Wordle and company get to him.
Yeah, I thought maybe Hudson had a little bit of a lane there, but, I don't know what he's seeing down there on the field. From up here, it looked like if he would have cut it out to the right, he would have had a little bit more space. But he decided to go back left, and there was a couple T-area defenders waiting for him.
It is 3rd and long. 1 minute, 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Emmerich back to throw off the play action, rolling to the near side. Pressure coming, gets rid of the football. It is incomplete, pass intended for Spencer Wergis. And he was pressured on by Tyler Reed. Great coverage for Tyler Reed. It's 4th down and a mile.
Brings up 4th and 17.
Watertown will punt the football away again. Riley Svanda will be the man back deep, standing at his own 39-yard line. Spencer Wenches has had 4 punts in this game for 138 yards, his longest going for 48. This kick trailing towards the 45 and takes a Titan bounce out of bounds.
Widges pass bounces out of bounds.
T-area with a huge chance here as they come back out on offense to just suffocate Watertown. They lead 25-7. A penalty will move T-area back. Again, the winner of this game presumably will get the 3 seed for the Class 11 AA playoffs. We mentioned this at the top of the broadcast, but if you are just joining us, it's not just cut and dry that way. I'm confident in telling you that the winner will be the 3. But weird things can happen after that. With Watertown, they actually came into tonight tied for seed points with Aberdeen Central. Aberdeen Central lost to Sioux Falls Lincoln, who was undefeated. So Aberdeen Central is going to get an extra bonus point for playing that. So it gets a little crazy with the way some things might shake out.
Up the middle to number 17, Tyler Reed.
Reed will get a carry for no gain.
Gain of about a yard.
30 seconds left to go, third quarter. The Titans don't have to run a play here if they don't choose to. They can let it go to the 4th.
In Class 11 AA right now, Yankton taking care of business, up 21-0 over Huron. Pierre is up 34-6 on Douglas near the end of the first half.
2nd down and 9. Game clock is down to 4, down to 3. Will they snap? They do. Here's a handoff for DeYoung as the quarter expires. DeYoung just laying the boom with a stiff arm that propels him to a 1st down. 2 teams will exchange sides. 3 quarters in the books. The 4th on the way next. It's T-Area 25, Watertown 7 on the T-Area Titans YouTube channel. of the fourth quarter here at Titan Stadium is T Area with the lead 25-7 over Watertown. Regular season finale taking place here tonight. I'm Jerry Palesci, joined by Chad Berger. Andrew Griffin is in the booth as well as our producer and engineer. Titans so far in this one have amassed 309 total offensive yards on 46 plays. Watertown with just 137 on 30, but it is the Titans with the football. It is 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. Snap, and the keeper for Brenner Conrad down the middle of the field, jumps through a tackle, comes to the near side looking for more space to the 30-yard line, and pushed out of bounds at the 23. Brenner Conrad with another nice run for the Titans.
Yeah, what a run by Conrad. You know, just getting through that line, that's got to really be deflating for Watertown to, you know, you get into the fourth quarter, you kind of got trying to get back into the game, and then, you know, Conrad just takes it deep into Watertown territory to set the Titans up for a potential another score here.
Conrad now the second T-Titan tonight to go over 100 rushing yards. He's at 110, Keegan DeYoung at 159. First down and 10 from the 23. Back to pass is Conrad. Over the middle. It's double covered, incomplete. Pass was intended for Tim Halber. And the crowd wants a pass interference penalty. The officials don't call anything.
Conrad's pass intended for Halber, incomplete. Break up by number 35, Sparks.
Stops the clock with 11:26 to play. Well, Halber put his hand up in the air, trying to tell his quarterback, Brenner Conrad, that he was open. Problem was there was 3 defenders near him.
Yeah, and I think if Halber would have came back to the ball, he might have been able to get that flag, but he was kind of fading away.
Here it is on 2nd down and 10. Another carry for DeYoung, and DeYoung will pick up about 4. Going to be 3rd down and officially marked 3rd and 7.
Gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 8 for the 22-yard line.
It was senior night here tonight, Jerry, last home game of the regular season, so those Titans seniors were honored before the game, walked out on the track, introduced with their parents, and the cheerleaders were actually introduced at halftime for the senior night for them as well.
It is 3rd down. And they even marked the football back a couple of yards. It's 3rd down and 9. Conrad to throw. Over the middle. It is incomplete. Overshoots Tim Halber. This time, Brenner Conrad put the heat on the football, though. That one was thrown to the back of the end zone where only Halber would have been the man to get it. And it's now 4th down and 9.
Yeah, interesting play calling. You know, Brenner's a little frustrated right there that he missed that throw. But, you know, run the ball all the way down the field, and then a couple long pass attempts here inside the 25, and now it's 4th and long for the Titans.
Titans on this 4th down. Halber and McKinney off on the left side. Tyler Reed is in the slot to the left. Conrad back to throw, looking that direction. Over the middle of the field, it's incomplete. Pass intended for Halber, and it's a turnover on downs. Watertown will come out on offense.
Arrows will take over the Titans' 22-yard line. Their own 22-yard line.
Sturgis is leading Spearfish 10-7 in a game that could have implications as to who T sees next week here in the opening round of the Class 11 AA playoffs. Going into tonight, Sturgis came in as the 7, Spearfish as the 8, Huron as the 6. Huron is currently losing to Yankton 21-0, so depending on how things shake out, could play a factor. Here's 1st down and 10 for Watertown. From the 23-yard line, a handoff for Juven Hudson. Hudson almost tripped over the turf monster, was able to regain his footing and picks up a couple of extra yards.
Yeah, in Class AA, it's an 8-team tournament, so the top 8 seeds end up making the playoffs, and the 1 seed plays the 8, the 2 the 7, the 3 plays 6, and then the 4 plays the 5 seed at the lower seeded team's site.
Pressure coming. Hemrick trying to get rid of the football. Finally throws it out of bounds with pressure in his face.
Turk's pass thrown away. Pressure by the Titans. Turk.
Titans are all over Trayton Hemrick. I know they're not thinking about it right now, Chad, but one of those teams that could be sitting right there coming to Titan Stadium next week might be Huron, which, if you go back to the beginning of the season, the opening game of the season, T won that one 27-26, but the Titans were up 27-0 at one point.
Yeah, and I think both teams are in a little bit different place right now in their season. There's
a lot
changes.
changes.
Yes.
But could be an interesting storyline going into next week if that is indeed the matchup. Hemrick fires to the right side, incomplete.
Incomplete. Intended for number 16, Shea Coltrane. The Titans defense.
It'll be fourth down.
Titans had triple coverage on that one. They're able to get a little bit of pressure on the quarterback, just rushing 3 or 4 guys, not really bringing any heat from the linebacking core, letting those guys go back and cover the pass, and the guys up front are getting it done on the Titan defense.
It is fourth down. Wenches is back to punt. 2 back deep for T. Here is the kick, high up in the air. Calling for the fair catch and running up to it at midfield is Riley Schwanda.
Right at midfield, 50-yard line.
So the Titans will take over first down and 10 from the 50-yard line with 9:53 to play, leading 25-7.
And that was a great job by Riley on that punt to just catch it. If you let those things go, they can roll for 10, 20 yards. You give up a lot of field position in those type of situations. Bill Parcells used to famously say back in the 80s, catch the punt every single time. Even if you don't return it anywhere, just catch the punt. You'll save our team 10, 20 yards.
From the 50-yard line, first down and 10. Here's a handoff for the Titans to Keegan DeYoung. And DeYoung will pick up 3.
DeYoung tripped up by number 9, Austin Johnson. 67, Caden Beauchamp.
You can catch the T Area volleyball team on Monday and Tuesday night here at T Area High School. Monday night they take on Dakota Valley. Tuesday night they finish out their regular season home schedule as they take on Yankton. 7 o'clock start on both nights. Second down and 7 from the 47-yard line. Clock rolling, 9:18 to play. The snap, the handoff, the give. Trying to work the left side, finding some room. This is Sam Wordle on the carry, and Wordle is popped out of bounds. Crowd wants a late hit. Not going to get it as Jeremiah Schulte lays the hit.
We don't see Wordle carry the ball a whole lot during the season, and he showed a little bit of speed there getting to the outside and cutting that up. Wordle's a state wrestling champ, so I don't know if he's one of the guys I would tackle out of bounds. You might get a little something in return on that one.
They'll keep Wordle out there. Led to the right side of the field on a first down and 10 from the 23-yard line. A low snap, but Conrad picks it up and puts it right into the belly of Keegan DeYoung. And DeYoung, again, just going for 4 yards at a time. 3 to 4 yards is all Keegan DeYoung needs, and now a penalty flag flies on the near sideline late. Well, the near side official did not like the dinner conversation that was taking place on the near side sideline, so he throws a penalty flag, and this will for sure go against T. Also an injured player down on the field for Watertown.
Titans were a little bit frustrated that maybe some of the Watertown guys were being a little too physical after the whistle was blown, but you got to keep your cool in that type of situation, especially if you're on the sideline. There's not a whole lot you can do from that position.
The unsportsmanlike conduct penalty will move that football back to the 35-yard line. So they tend to one of the Watertown Arrows down on the ground. I don't know how clear that came through on the broadcast, but Scott Fry was kind of walking away from the official, and I could hear it up here in which the official told him, that was your first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. If you get one more, you are ejected and disqualified from this contest. So they will help out the Watertown player that was shaken up. Mitch Hawk, I believe, is the man that jumps or is being helped up to the far sideline. He's been all over the field here tonight on the offensive line and the defensive line.
The carry went to the 20-yard line where the play was dead. After the play, there was unsportsmanlike conduct on the Titans. That'll move it from the 20 back to the 35-yard line. Second and 22 from there.
So following the penalty, it will be second down and 22 from the 35-yard line, 8:26 to play. Conrad under center. Snap and the give. And trying to make the cut as a penalty flag flies is Riley Svanda. Or check that, McKinney on the carry.
I think that's going to be a holding on the Titans. Probably move them a little bit further back into the backfield here.
Put them back towards the 45-yard line.
Titans kind of run that power with their wing back, and the lead blocker there looked like he had his both arms wrapped around the defensive end. It's a pretty easy call for the official on the sideline when you can see both of the offensive players' hands wrapped around that defender.
Well, this is the fun time of the night in which Scott Fry and his offensive staff can open up the playbook and go to the tab that says second down and 32 from the 45-yard line. Clock is moving, 8 minutes remaining in the ball game. 2 by 2 on the receivers. McKinney in motion from left to right. Calling for the snap is Conrad. Back to pass. Now he's going to just tuck and run down the middle of the field. He comes to the near side, and he will fight his way to the 45-yard line. It's a great job for Brenner Conrad.
Well, he got the 10-yard holding penalty back, but now it's still third and 20-plus yards here. Still a tough play call situation for the Titans.
Jerome Boderman with a tackle for Watertown. It's third down and long. Titans as a team tonight, 45 rushing attempts for 350 yards. Conrad out of the shotgun. 3 receiver options to the left side. They put a man in motion. That is Sam Wordle. And a false start penalty against T coming in. There was something weird there because when Wordle came across and came for the snap, he had to actually arc his back so the ball wouldn't hit him.
Yeah, it was almost like it was mistimed a little bit. I don't know if it's because Wordle doesn't usually run that position. Titans have a little bit of injury stuff going on right now. They've got some different guys in there than they usually do. So that might have been the reason. But, yeah, interesting on that one. It did look like he had to kind of move to get out of the way.
It is third down and 26. Back to throw. Conrad over the middle. It's tipped up in the air and complete. Pass intended for Halber. It'll be fourth and long.
Fortunate that one wasn't intercepted for Conrad. It looked like number 22 there, Spencer Wenches, was kind of keying in on that one and just about stepped in front and made the interception.
Shvanda will punt the football away. He's standing at his own 49-yard line. One man back deep for Watertown on a fourth down and 26 from the 39-yard line. Here's the quick kick. Up in the air, it is trailing back, takes a bounce at the 10-yard line, having to race their way over for Watertown. Now trying to cut all the way back, but a nice tackle all the way in the back for T area and Ethan Miller. Miller will get the tackle inside the 10-yard line.
34 yards.
The errant return for Owen Sparks will mark Watertown deep in their own territory.
Ethan Miller's a 5'11 junior. Don't hear his name called a lot offensively, but making the most of his opportunity right there on special teams to come up and make a big play for the Titans.
It is first on and 10 from the 6-yard line. Watertown takes over, trailing 25-7 with 6 minutes and 25 seconds left to play here in the regular season. Trayton Hemrick, the quarterback. Off the snap, here's a handoff for just going straight down the middle of the field. Watertown's going to break loose, and this is going to go. It's a touchdown for the Arrows. That's Spencer Wenches that got the football, and he just takes off to the house for 94 yards.
Yeah,
well, you needed a big play if you're Watertown. You just got it.
Titans didn't have anyone back there. Once he was able to break through the line, there was no one there for T area. And good speed there by Wenches to take it to the house.
94 yards on the rushing touchdown, and Watertown is not out of it yet. The Arrows will go for two. Juven Hudson, the tailback, to the left side of the quarterback, and Trayton Hemrick. Here's the snap. Actually, this is a direct snap to Wenches, excuse me. So Wenches trying to dive for the end zone. They called it good. I thought he fumbled. Oh, Chad, hold on. I thought he fumbled that football trying to dive and stretch.
Well, the official must have deemed that he fumbled it when the ball hit the ground, and it looked like the ball hit the ground after it crossed the goal line. So from our vantage point, we're on the other side of midfield. We don't quite have the view down the line like that official does. So we'll trust his word and say that he was in for the 2-point conversion.
6 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the ball game. The new score, T Area 25, Watertown 15. And just throwing it out there, now it's only a 10-point lead. Those extra points from earlier in the game, another touchdown here, and things get a little interesting.
Yeah, 10 points, it's still 2 scores. So even if you get a touchdown again for Watertown, you got to make the PAT, and then you're a field goal down. At that point, it's kind of, do they have enough time left with 6 minutes to be able to get those 2 scores? That's where the Titans really need to burn a little clock here if they can get the ball back.
There's just one play for 94 yards on the touchdown for the Watertown Arrows. Spencer Wenches going the entire distance. Wenches, by the way, now with 2 rushes for 96 in the score. Halftime in Mitchell. Mitchell has a 14-0 lead over Brookings. And Yankton on top of Huron, 35-0. 3 minutes left before halftime in that one.
We might see an onside kick right here.
Watertown lined up in a formation that looks like an onside kick. T area with the hands team out on the field. It is onside. And trying to jump up for the football and losing control of it. Watertown's going to get the ball. Watertown will get it. It went through the hands of Tyler Reed. Reed tried to dive for the football to touch it. And now hold on, because the question will be whether Reed touched the football, because it did not go the 10 yards. Penalty flag is out, so hold on for a moment. Might be an offside. Scott Fry is telling him to back up. My biggest question before the penalty came out was whether Tyler Reed touched that football.
It looked like he did. I think they were going to award the ball to the Arrows on that one, but they had an unfortunate offside penalty that negated that play for Watertown.
Well, Reed will get another chance here. Watertown will try again. And now Watertown will elect just to put the football down the field. Shvanda is going to have to run forward. He grabs it, and now he's looking for blockers in front. He stutter steps, now looking to cut back to the left side. He's still partly going backwards. A very late penalty flag flies from the near sideline.
Shvanda ruled down at the 16-yard line. We have a penalty flag at midfield.
Well, there was a tie-up on the far side of the field near the 50-yard line. So we'll see what direction that this goes. I'll get the indication here from the field. Personal foul against the Titans.
Personal foul called on the Titans.
Well, that's going to move T area inside their own 10-yard line.
Ball up half the distance to the goal line.
I did think it was interesting that the tussle appeared to be on the visitors' sideline, but the official who threw it was way over on the Titans' sideline. Interesting, there was another official over there that could have thrown the flag, but the guy over on this side threw it. Must have been a pretty egregious penalty in order for him to see that all the way across the field and throw that flag.
It is 1st down and 10 from their own 9-yard line. The Titans take over the football, leading by 10 with 5 minutes and 59 seconds to play. Conrad goes under center. The snap, the handoff. Coming to the right side and looking for some space on the carry for the T area Titans is Keegan DeYoung. And DeYoung is going to pick up 5.
Titans really need to run some clock here. You know, the momentum's not in their favor right now. Got to pick up at least a 1st down on this drive, maybe a couple of them. Hold on to that ball. Cannot afford a fumble or a turnover in this position.
2nd down and 5. Titans are indeed taking their time as Conrad under center. Gives it off. And another rush, but this one not going very far. DeYoung will pick up a yard. Well, it's a big 3rd down with 5 minutes left to play. It will be 3rd down and 3.
Titans had some big success earlier this half with Conrad running the ball. We'll see if they go back to that option play and let Conrad kind of pick apart the Watertown defense.
It's a big 3rd down. 3rd down and 3 from their own 16-yard line. Conrad under center. The snap, the handoff, trying to go left side, and Watertown will get the stop.
Carry by DeYoung.
Keegan DeYoung was not able to get outside. It is 4th down.
By number 4, Jeremiah Schulte.
And this is going to be a big decision here for Scott Fry. Nobody from the offense is left, but it appears that it's going to be 4th down and 1.
I think the Titans are going to run the play clock all the way down. Well, Conrad's coming out to the huddle.
We'll see if maybe they just try to draw him offside as we hit the 4-minute mark left to play. 4 minutes to go, 25-15. It is 4th down and 1. The Titans will snap it. They try to just push the pile forward, and they'll get the 1st down to the 20.
Conrad with the keeper.
That's a big play for T area.
Gain of 2 for Conrad, and the Titans 1st down.
Brenner Conrad, 6'3", 220 pounds. Trust your offensive line. You know, Watertown had an injury to their big guy up front earlier, so let those guys kind of move the pile a little bit and pick up the 1st down.
Trust your offensive line, and maybe trust Keegan DeYoung behind you to give you just that extra little push. 1st and 10 from the 20. Now the Titans can just take their time. We'll see if Watertown elects to use timeout sometime soon. As an attempted handoff, there's something a little weird here. Here's a penalty flag that does fly late. Looked like an awkward exchange between Conrad and DeYoung.
Goal by number 67, Beauchamp. And a flag
Or that is
on the
Wiebinga
play.
that's back there. Jessen Wiebinga went to try to get the handoff.
Yeah, it was one of those triple options where, I think Wiebinga was the dive back, and Conrad put it in his stomach, and Conrad tried to pull it out, but Wiebinga wouldn't let go. And so the momentum was stopped, and they ended up blowing the play dead at that point.
But the Titans are going to get a gift. Be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty charge against Watertown. Puts the football at the 35-yard line
Penalty.
and a first down.
Titan first down, ball to the 35-yard line.
3 minutes to go.
Watertown's got to start calling timeouts here after these plays.
Brenner Conrad is just staring and waiting for the play clock to start rolling down. Now it's under 10. And they take the snap. Here's the handoff. It's Tyler Reed on the carry, and Reed is able to get to the second level.
Hand off to number 17.
It's good for about 3 yards. And here's the first timeout taken by Watertown.
So you mentioned the play clock, Jerry. There actually aren't play clocks, traditional play clocks, like you would see in an NFL stadium or a college stadium here at Titan Stadium. How does the quarterback know when the play clock is down to 10 seconds?
Just stare at the back official, and you wait for the arm to go up. That signifies 10 seconds. And then they actually count it down as if you're a basketball official on the 5-second call or anything along those lines, 3 seconds in the lane, however you want to go about it. That's how they get their mark on the play clock.
Yeah, I've always thought that was an interesting way of doing it. The defense has no idea what's going on at the clock.
No, it's a full advantage for the offense.
Yep. And so the quarterback can kind of sit there and just keep an eye on that back judge and wait until he sticks his hand up in the air and then starts the 5-second countdown.
The scoreboard installed here at Titan Stadium, relatively, brand new here at Titan Stadium, was one of the first questions I asked was, where's the play clock? The response I got back was a laugh, by the way. And I think it was for that reason, just because if you are in that situation, you have an advantage as an offense as you're heading towards the one scoreboard here at the stadium. Because that's the way the Titans are going. That's where the scoreboard is in that end zone. There is not one on the opposite side. It's a handoff on a second down and 6 yards to go. And that's going to get a first down. Tyler Reed, I saw a motion to move the chains, and there it is.
Another reason in high school football, it's from a game operations standpoint, it just adds another duty. You got to have someone else to do another thing, and it just makes things a lot more complicated. They can just let the officials take care of it on the field, and it does seem to get done.
2 minutes left to go. The Titans at this point can run the clock out. Here's the snap and the handoff for Keegan DeYoung, and DeYoung finds some space, and he's going to take off. Just a man to beat. He wrestles him down to the turf, and he's going to be brought down at the 5-yard line. Well, Keegan DeYoung wanted a touchdown. But he is tackled down at the 5-yard line, and the Titans can kill the clock.
Yeah, I was kind of.
You were kind of jumping up in the press box here, trying to say, get down, just end the game.
Yeah, in the NFL or college, that's where you see those running backs just kind of slide. If you have Keegan DeYoung on your fantasy team this week, we apologize, but this actually does help the Titans a little bit in running out some of the clock.
I don't know how much you have to apologize with 24 carries for 225 yards tonight. But they'll give it to him again, and DeYoung this time will jump his way into the end zone. So there you go. No need to worry. Keegan DeYoung gets his rushing touchdown of the night and makes it 31-15. Keegan DeYoung, his 11th rushing touchdown this season. Griffin weaving good to attempt the point after, and it's blocked.
Winches with the block. 1:05 to go.
Well, it's 31-15 with 1:05 to play. T-Area on the verge of moving to 6-3 to close out their regular season. Watertown would fall to that mark. Titans appear to be the 3rd seed in the Class 11 AA playoffs, taking place next Thursday night. That will be a home game here at Titan Stadium. The opponent, however, to be determined. Could be Huron, could be Sturgis. We'll have to just wait and see.
Well, I was going to mention, with that blocked PAT, it still is a 2-score game here, technically, Jerry. 31-15 is 16 points. So if Watertown's able to score a touchdown, get a 2-point conversion, maybe get an onside kick, score another touchdown, and get another 2-point conversion, we could have a tie game situation. But that's a lot of ifs in that scenario.
Chad, all of our T-Area Titan fans that are watching us live on the T-Area Titans YouTube channel, I want you to be a little bit more optimistic. Share the positive, my friend.
I'm just giving a scenario here.
Well, it is true. Anything can happen. Here's an end-over-end kick. Watertown will return from the 25-yard line. And doing so is the big man in Jerome Boderman. And he's going to get out near the 40-yard line.
Number 21, Riley Fisher, the tackle by number 4, Peyton Svanda. 20-yard.
Well, Watertown will take over first down and 10 at the 41. Now, to Chad's point, Spencer Wenches did go 94 yards on one play last time Watertown had the football.
Fans, at the conclusion of the game, we asked that the Watertown fans.
But Watertown will need to do that here very quickly again.
The side opposite of the scoreboard. The Titans will exit on the south end, and that'll help us get out of here all the more quicker. So Arrows fans, north end, Titans fans, south end.
First down and 10 from the 41-yard line. Here's the snap and the handoff. And Juven Hudson is stopped for a tackle for loss with Sam Wordle and company getting to him. Well, that's 47 seconds to play. And Watertown needed just that one home run shot there, Chad, and now it looks like they're content just to end this one.
Yeah, no timeout called, nothing else. I know it's tough at this level, but I mean, I've been to a lot of ball games and I've seen a lot of weird stuff. But at this point, Watertown looks like they're kind of saying, "Hey, enough's enough."
Second down and 12. Here's a pitch as another carry, and Decker will be tackled for a loss. The teams will come out on midfield. They will give the handshakes. The regular season is over, and the Titans win. 31-15, your final score here this evening as the Titans finish the regular season 6-3. Watertown finishes at 6-3 as well. Our post-game report is on the way next with final stats and some of the other scores from around the state as you're watching the T-Area Titans on the T-Area Titans YouTube channel. T-Area Victoria is here tonight, 31-15. Jerry Paleschi and Chad Berger back with you here at the T-Area Titans Stadium and your post-game report. The T-Area Titans, 456 offensive yards, 426 on the ground, 30 through the air. The Titans picked up 22 first downs here tonight. Watertown with 231 total offensive yards, 172 on the ground, 59 through the air. They had 6 first downs this evening. The Titans were led by Keegan DeYoung, 25 total rushing attempts for 229 yards and 1 touchdown. His longest rush went for 51 yards. Brenner Conrad, the quarterback, went 4 of 11 passing for 30 yards, but rushing the football had 12 carries for 123 and 2 touchdowns. Also joining them, Cole McKinney with 4 carries for 24 yards. He added 2 scores tonight. Brock Ellingson, 2 catches for 24 yards. Keegan DeYoung with a catch for 7. On the other side for Watertown, Trayton Hemrick with a 4 of 18 passing night for 59 yards and 1 interception. Rushing the football, Juven Hudson, 11 carries for 74 yards and a touchdown. Hemrick carried the football 3 times for 6 yards. And Spencer Wenches had 2 carries for 96, longest being 94 yards that went for a touchdown late in the game. Wenches added 2 catches for 4 yards. Mitch Olson with a catch for 41, and Shea Coltrane with a catch for 14. Defensive leaders for T area tonight, 4 total tackles for Jessen Wiebinga, Tyler Reed, and Garrett Wiebinga. 3 tackles for Dawson Eimers, Sam Wordle, and Tim Halber. In terms of the tackles for a loss, the Titans, they picked up 6 of them here this evening. 1 sack on the board, that was for Charlie Leslie, and 2 pass breakups tonight for Carter Christensen. On the other side for Watertown, Caden Decker had 14 total tackles. Final score this evening, T area 31, Watertown 15. As we take a look at the Class 11AA landscape, T area will now be, I'm just going to call it the 3rd seed, or the 3 seed in the 11AA playoffs. They will meet the 6th seed as Pierre and Yankton appear to be on their way to victories here tonight.
Yeah, right now, Pierre is up 48-6 on Douglas at halftime, and Yankton is leading here on 42-0 late in the second quarter. Mitchell is leading Brookings 14-0, and Spearfish is up 14-13 at halftime on Sturgis.
I would guess that next week, Thursday, will be the game, of course, for the playoffs. I'm going to just take a guess it'll be a 6 o'clock kick. We have not got any indication, however, from athletic director here at T Area High School, as Clayburg will make that announcement here sometime soon. But I would guess on a Thursday night, school night, team traveling in, probably going to be a 6 o'clock kick, but we'll see. But it will either probably be against Huron, Sturgis, or Spearfish, depending on how things shake out. For Watertown, I believe they're still going to be the 4 seed after tonight, after looking at the numbers once again. So Watertown will host a game next week on their home field. It's just going to be a matter of against who, more than likely Aberdeen Central. The pairings for all classes will be announced later on tonight through the South Dakota High School Activities Association. But T area will get a home playoff game coming up next week on Thursday night. We'll have it for you here on the T Area Titans YouTube channel. Chad, final score tonight, 31-15. Titans take down Watertown in a game in which the Titans controlled the entire way through.
Titans did exactly what they wanted to do. Ran the ball, followed that offensive line, gave the ball to their big guys up front, Keegan DeYoung, Brenner Conrad. Those guys had a tremendous night's rushing the ball for the Titans. Defense stepped up big when it had to, and the Titans came out victorious.
T-Area will play their playoff game coming up next week. Stay tuned for more information regarding the start time and the opponent, which will be made available here soon. The T-Area Titans on Twitter or X, they'll have all the updates for you there throughout the week. We invite you to join us for Titan Volleyball coming up on Monday and Tuesday night as they close out their home regular season schedule. They take on Dakota Valley on Monday night, Yankton on Tuesday night, both matches scheduled to start at 7. For Chad Berger, I'm Jerry Pileshi. Andrew Griffin, our producer and engineer on site. We say goodnight from Titan Stadium. Your final score, T-Area 31, Watertown 15.